Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
What is up, guys? I am Andres.
This is RB3.
I'm Sabrina.
And this is our review of Knives Out, Rian Johnson's new movie. And by our review, Sabrina, I mean RB3's exclusive, small theater only, family and friends screening
I can represent
of Knives Out.
Knives Out today.
Personally invited by Rian Johnson himself.
I wish. Y'all, Rian Johnson, my boy, if you listening. I'm a big fan.
I was going to say, Last Jedi, what?
Hey, speaking of which, we just re-released our throwback episode of Rian Johnson on our YouTube channel, First Cut. Mm-hmm. Be sure to check that out. Yeah, listen, you know I'm a Rian Johnson stan.
Yeah,
so
you are.
I was anticipating this movie from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And
I mean, obviously, we haven't seen this movie, Sabrina. Yeah. We're just going off the trailer. Can I say, off the trailer, the cast of this movie, it's a murder mystery movie, very Clue. Mm-hmm. Which seems like a very Clue-style kind of movie. Yeah. Like a whodunit, obviously.
They call it, they say on the poster,
literally on the poster.
Rian Johnson whodunit.
A whodunit, right? So that's kind of what this movie was promising. Did it deliver, RB3?
Oh, man, did it deliver? Did it deliver? This is one of my favorite movies I've seen in a long, long time. It's not necessarily, I'm not going to go out there and say it's like the greatest movie ever or it's the most pristine, prestige movie that deserves to win Best Picture and 11 other Oscars. No, it's definitely not that. It's just pure enjoyment. This is like when you watch a Mission Impossible and they get to the big heist or the big stunt in the middle of the movie that Tom Cruise is like risking his life for, and that's what you've been waiting for this entire movie to watch. That's that scene, but throughout this entire movie, like it just keeps building and building and building. It pays a lot of homage to the whodunits that came before it. It has a lot of Hitchcock references. It has a lot of noir references. It has a lot of great connections to stuff like Sherlock Holmes and all these other great mystery properties. So it's just a fun movie made by a director, Rian Johnson, who clearly just wanted to have fun in this genre. Mm-hmm. And he had the most fun he could have in it. So, yeah, it was great.
Going off the trailer, Sabrina, who was because, I mean, obviously we're going to see this movie. Who is the cast member? Who's the one guy, one girl that you're just like, I gotta see what he does in this movie?
Chris Evans.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. It's something about it. So I really just wanted to see him kind of break out of the whole Captain America thing. As much as I love him as Captain America, I think it's gonna be really refreshing to see him do something else because I think he's incredibly talented.
Yeah.
He just made me laugh in the trailer. I don't know why.
Can we get a response? How was Chris Evans in this movie?
Chris Evans is great. He honestly, I mean, I don't want to speak too much to any particular character in this movie. But he has, for one, his comedic rhythm is off the charts, and
that's what got me in the trailer.
That really goes to show. I mean, everybody's comedic rhythm is off the chart in this movie. Chris Evans. I mean, you see in the trailer, he does the whole eat shit. Yeah. That moment is so funny. Every character has a different perspective and ideology to where it just makes the interplay and dialogue really fast and really snappy and really energetic. Chris Evans is definitely one of the But
who's the standout? Who is it?
Here's the thing: you can look at this poster and you can read the. Let me
Tony
read the
Collette,
names.
Daniel Craig.
Let me see on this thing. It says Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Alma Day. What's her last name?
Armas,
thank you. Jamie Lee Curtis, Tony Collette, Don Johnson, Michael Shannon, Lakeith Stanfield,
Lakeith?
Lakeith Stanfield, Catherine Longford from 13 Reasons Why.
Hannah Baker.
No way. Terrible show.
Who's the one homie who played Young Bill in It? I think his name is Jaden.
I don't know.
Martell.
Young Bill in It. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah. Him, Christopher Plummer. If you ask me, out of this cast, who's the standout? I say everybody. Everybody's the standout.
This is a
pure ensemble film. Everybody.
Knives Out.
Everybody.
Standout.
No, listen. That's funny. Everybody has an iconic moment in this movie.
But who's the protagonist?
The protagonist is Alma de Alma. She plays.
No way.
Yeah, she's the main.
I thought it was Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig plays a detective who comes in and helps investigating the case. But the perspective character is Alma de Almas. And again, this is something that I don't even want to touch into too many plot details. Let's just say she is a nurse for for the family.
Okay.
So yeah, it really goes to underscoring how many different people. I mean, and here's what's great about this movie too. It plays with perspective. It shows you the truth before it shows you the lie. So you know when a character is lying and telling the truth.
What's that movie called? Brothers
Bloom.
Brothers Bloom?
Yeah. It's very quirky. It's very quirky in its presentation of the story and the plot and how it unfolds.
Interesting.
But in its quirkiness, you do get a lot of character and heart. And that's why, honestly, again, when I'm talking about the great cast, it works just as well as a whodunit as it does as a family drama, because is really all about family. It's a perfect movie to come out during Thanksgiving, because you know when Thanksgiving comes around and all the family from everywhere is coming around, they're arguing about politics.
Yeah.
This movie spends a lot of time with these characters, literally just arguing about politics, arguing about shit, and their disconnections and disillusionments with each other.
How does this movie stand on a box office cinematic level? How do you feel like audiences, general movie-going audiences, are going to connect to this movie?
So that's a great question. I had the real fortune of seeing this movie twice. I got to see it Thursday. I know
flexing on us.
I got flex on them. Thank you. Salute to Christian Harloff for getting me the first screening. I saw it on Thursday. And then on Saturday, I had tickets for an AMC A-list advanced screening thingy or whatever. So for the professional screening, it was like all stuffy critics in like this really tiny room in Beverly Hills. So
it was pretty damn exclusive. I was joking, but damn,
But, I mean,
RB3's out here, bro.
I've been.
You out here, bro? I've never been to a damn screening in my life, man.
You went to Lion King.
I know that was the only one, but even then, that was like I still think that was like an accident. You were there, bro.
You invited me. I was your plus one.
I know, but you were there, and you noticed, and I noticed that I was like, I think they just wanted like brown people up in here.
Yeah, literally.
You went, so don't tell me that ain't true.
They're like, let's get all the brown influences.
Yeah.
So the first time I saw it with Stuffy,
and then you went to the regular audience.
Regular audience. So you do get two very different perspectives. And I'll say when I left the AMC screening, when the movie ends and there's an incredible last shot that it ends on, people literally started clapping.
Really?
Yeah, like it is a crowd pleaser. It is an amazing crowd pleaser.
I find that to be the most fascinating part, because I feel like watching a movie with a general movie-going audience, like a regular audience, and not, like you said, an exclusive screening, is so important, because that's always like how I how I like react to certain Marvel movies, for example. Like I said, I mentioned about Endgame, and like I mentioned about Infinity War. The reaction to my first night opening screening with people dressed up as like freaking Spider-Man and Ant-Man versus watching this like on a random night later on in the week after I've already seen the movie opening night. It's always that reaction that really goes to show what it's going to do. How do you think this movie's going to do box office-wise? Do you feel like people are going to see this as like a Rian Johnson film and try to tank it or something, Sabrina?
Well, continuing on what you said earlier, I agree with the whole like movie audience. I love seeing things a few times and kind of seeing how the audience reacts. It's a good like sense of the kind of general reception. Right. So I agree about that. But I'm thinking it's going to do well. I think it's coming out at a really good time. Yeah. Like Thanksgiving, family, I think you said this earlier. I think it's coming out at a really good time where families who kind of have that type of relationship where you can go back and forth but it's still like fun.
Yeah.
This is a movie I would see with my family if I was at home. Like we'd go see this one. So I think it's going to do pretty well. But obviously it has like Frozen to compete with. So
Frozen. But Frozen already came out, didn't it?
It came out, but like
yeah, it's still coming
it's the
back.
Holidays.
You're right. Yeah. But then again, if they want to see, this is rated R?
It's PG-13.
Really?
Yeah, it's PG-13. So it can be a whole family
So it's not
event.
Super, like, it's going to,
Is it
be
PG-13?
super offensive.
Let me check. Let me check.
I was going to say, man.
But I'm pretty sure it's PG-13. I'm 90% sure.
I'll check for you. But can I just say, kind of going off that, I do feel like there is still a section of the general movie-going audiences that will react to cast and will say, "Oh, look, James Bond is in a movie. Yeah, I'll go see it."
By the way, Daniel Craig, like I said, he plays a detective in this movie. I love Daniel Craig's ability to play non-James Bond characters.
Yes, Logan Lucky.
Logan Lucky. He does that also in and Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. He's playing like a non-James Bond James Bond. This movie he's done that too. He's also doing a great Southern accent. And the thing is, I don't even know if
that was a Southern accent.
He does a Southern accent throughout the entire movie.
In the trailer, I know he did it, but
the thing is, you don't really know if it's good or if it's bad, but it fits perfectly in the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, and I watched the trailer after I saw the movie. After I saw the movie twice, I didn't see it before I saw the movie. The trailer really doesn't sell how funny this movie is. This movie is funny. Like, there are some laugh out loud jokes, and a lot of the jokes come at the expense. We're going back to politics talk, but there is a lot of relevant themes that this movie's tackling.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating, again, seeing it a private screening, like with this, mostly white critics. When I saw it the first time, they didn't really have the same kind of reaction when I saw it at AMC Century City, and there was like a bunch of brown people in the audience and black people in the audience, and there's different areas of laughter. But you can see that this movie doesn't try to villainize the left or the right or whatever. It really just goes to show you that there's a lot more at play here.
Interesting.
So it to me, it's just great.
Awesome, man. How did the audience react to you reacting to the movie?
I tried to hold in my laughter because I knew that's the thing. Seeing it twice, I went looking for specific moments to really catch on, and a lot of stuff added up to a lot of good stuff. There's a couple of tiny loose threads that I was able to detect, but it's such a non-issue.
So it's a kind of movie that you want to go back and rewatch.
Yes, you'd want to go back and rewatch
to kind of
it.
See where the mystery leads.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man.
It's really fun. And again, if you love stuff like James, I love Sherlock Holmes. I told you Sherlock is one of my favorite shows. And the movies with Robert Downey Jr. are amazing. And I've read a couple of the books. And if you are looking for a modernized American, kind of politically driven Sherlock Holmes story, this is the movie for that because it is so it's
all right. You got me. That's a good sell.
Yeah.
That's a good sell, man. Because I love Sherlock Holmes. You know me.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I guess that those are the closing thoughts on Go See Knives Out.
Go see Knives Out. Highest recommendations, y'all.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Is it up there? You don't have to say where you rank it in your favorite of the year, but is it up there in your favorites of the year?
So it's not like I can't like say this is like better than like Marriage Story or better than like Parasite or something like that. But I will say as a pure movie of enjoyment, this is the most fun I've had in a movie since Avengers Endgame. Like, no doubt. So I was like, this, I felt like a little kid again watching this movie.
I feel like that's so underrated, man. Like, if you can just have fun with the movie, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel like there's, maybe because we're so close to like the super pretentious Hollywood, mentality of watching certain movies that it's like, bro, it's fun. Like
and salute to my boy Riley Chapman. We go see a lot of movies together, but he is notorious for shitting on anything and everything. So I was really worried for.
I was gonna say that's not fun.
No, it's fun because I like to go back and forth with him about it. But sitting down and watch this movie, we sat in separate seats because the screening was so packed. I was really, really scared that he was hating this movie the entire time.
Oh no way!
So when I got out of the theater, and so he shits on everything. He doesn't like Kill Bill. He doesn't like a lot of things.
Okay.
I walked out of the theater. I'm worried. I'm like, I hope Riley liked it. Riley, what'd you think? Oh man, that shit was so good. Like, I'm like, all right, that's the toughest critic I know.
What are the movies that we've seen together? Did we like all the movies we've seen together? We've only seen a few together.
Yeah. We've not liked movies together.
Oh, which one?
I think we both walked out Moonlight disappointed.
What? We both did.
Yeah.
Moonlight?
Yeah. We both saw Moonlight together. We were both like, that was.
Yeah, but I 100% flipped on it. I 100%.
You did.
Yeah.
I still have to rewatch it.
That's shocking.
Lady Bird. We both.
Oh, Lady Bird. We were like both crying in each other's shoulders. Yeah.
Good times, man. All right. Go see Knives Out.
Yes.
Go check Sabrina's in the movie.
According
She's
to
a lead.
Darina.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check that out. Shout out to my boy Lakeith.
Yeah, Lakeith.
So I'll watch just because of him and Daniel Craig. So.
Yeah. And if you guys are planning on seeing it again, I'd like to join. I'm down to watch for the third time. Yeah,
okay, cool, man. We'll ask you.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see if we'll invite you.
Got it.
Sorry, we have an exclusive screening.
Oh, really?
I don't know if I can get a plus one.
Okay.
Invited guy, a very famous critic. Either way, guys,
Christian Harlow's a famous critic.
go check out our thoughts on Knives Out. Go check out Knives Out in theaters. Those are our RB3's thoughts tonight.
Least,
you can follow me on Twitter at SquadLeaderRace to check out my my thoughts on Knives Out later on.
Yeah, when
I go
out.
see it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can follow Sabrina.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SabrinaXMonica.
There you go.
Yeah.
In RB3.
Follow me, Director RB3.
There you go. All right, guys, for First Cut, I'm Andres.
It's RB3.
I'm Sabrina.
And we're South.
I think you have something you want to tell me.